All right, welcome back to Nebuchadnezzar, episode 23. We just got enough prestige in order to bring in our copper, and I'm going to set the speed of the video here to 2x speed so we can go a little bit faster through this. But down in this area, we have our production, and we're able to sustain our population of villas. We're also able to sustain our population of regular housing for now with what we've got. And the key now is going to be bringing in as much copper as we can in order to be able to bring up the housing, the villa housing even higher. And then we'll be able to start selling the beer to the standard housing and bring that level up as well. So that's really what our plan is here. And of course, just like I thought we would not be able to get the copper jewelry to them, we aren't going to do that. So we just are able to initiate trade with another place because we gave them enough fish in order to do so. But you see here that we are able to bring in a bunch of copper jewelry, and we'll bring in 40 right now. So we'll set up that entire industry. And we'll put the copper workshops down next to the warehouse. We're not going to be able to build a fishing area there, so we're not going to block off anything by putting a copper workshop there. So might as well just go ahead and do that. And just keep it close to the warehouse. So right now we'll deactivate some of the other industries so that we can have enough. Make sure we have enough workers for this industry here, because this is going to be pretty critical for us. We'll put another warehouse here, and then we'll bring the copper jewelry into that warehouse, and then we'll set up another market here. We'll bring another warehouse that's somewhat close by, and then we'll bring another a road down from the warehouse and deliver it directly into the other warehouse so it can go to the market. And we'll bring a caravan, have them deliver it, make sure it's only bringing in the copper jewelry for now, and we can set up a standard market on the corner there, set up our cellar with the copper jewelry, and then we'll just have her walk around in a circle. There we go. All right, and then we're going to need the priest quarters as well. And the priest quarters will, he'll just walk around and provide that service, so that should take care of that. And then we'll just have to make sure that our decorations and our appeal is up high enough so that we are able to do that. So we're bringing in copper jewelry, and we're selling out beer. We should probably split that up later on into separate warehouses so that we don't ever fall short of the amount of copper that we're going to need. I don't want copper jewelry to be stored in that area. So what I'll do is I'll just have somebody take it from that other warehouse and then, and get it out of there. So I don't want copper jewelry there, that's for sure. What I want copper in there. And the copper jewelry, and you'll notice that some of our villas are now going up, and that one and these on the side here, except for that one, has enough prestige, but now it will. Appeal. And we need to make sure they're all up over 9. That one's at 6. So if we put another obelisks in there, we should be able to raise it up those are only at 7, so we'll put an obelisk next to the other steels there, and those will raise it up to 14 or so. So now we have 27 consumption. We're bringing in 40, so we should have sustainable copper jewelry. We have enough workers that we're going to be able to make some more. So we'll just go ahead and we'll just activate everything back up. And we need 40, and we're only making 36. So that's not quite enough. We'll go ahead and we'll put another workshop down. And now we're at 49. And we're only bringing in 40, so we got to bring in some more. We'll bring it up to 50. That way we should bring in enough copper to be able to sustain our population. And you're seeing that slowly but surely, more and more villas are getting it. And that's great. And it's raising our prestige. You'll notice we're almost up to 100. We're actually over 100, and that will give us another trade opportunity to bring in the ivory in order to get the I don't know what I forget what they're called, but they're ornaments or something like that, right? That go to the villas in order to go all the way to the top. We just got another trade opportunity here, and we're going to need to give them pottery. I have enough pottery right now stored up, so I can sell pottery, and I'm going to have to bring in wood sooner or later in order to do that. I'm selling meat. As you notice, I put another warehouse over there, and I have the meat stored in that warehouse and then the copper coming into the other warehouse. Checking the economy right now, and we're looking pretty good for sustainability. And the prestige level is up to 111. We're not selling any fish just yet. I could not build one there, and I can't build one there either. There's just not a lot of place to build fishing up there. So when I have to go, remember over here there was ability to put a port in, and I can build all kinds of fish over there. Unfortunately, it's only 20 fish that we can export. So my next stage here is now going to get to get some more beer produced in order to service the population with it, and also trade, because I'm still going to need money to come in for the trade. So let's build out the livestock area here. And I'm going to maximize as much as I can with it so that I can produce tons of it, as much as possible. Because I'm going to have to get more population over there, because the objective is 11,000 population. So I'm going to need a pretty big base of people. So I'm going to start building out the housing here just a little bit more. That should help me with workers, because I'm already down to 0%. I need some more workers. I don't want to go crazy with the population because it's at 36 and 36, because I'm going to need more workers in order to actually support them. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in a couple of more places for beer. And let's take a look. So we're at 33.27. So I can raise it up just a little bit more. I'll put a warehouse here so that the beer can be taken into that warehouse. And we'll just make sure that it's only beer and it can be taken out. We're going to need to connect a road here. There we go. And then that way we'll have a caravan be able to take the beer to a warehouse over in this area here. So one other thing to note is that we haven't started our monument yet, and we're going to need to do that, but we're going to need to have bricks in order to do that. And now, since we're going to bring in beer and go to the highest level of housing over there, we're going to need more appeal. So the way you do that is just by building the roads, the fancy roads, and that should take care of it. The ones on the corners sometimes have issues, so you just get to build something a little bit more. But we're going to have a caravan just bring the beer in. And that should give us enough. We're just not quite producing as much as we want, so I'm going to go ahead and import a little bit of barley just to make sure that we get enough into those breweries. So we're going to put in copper into that one, and in this one we're going to just sell the meat and the and we're going to have the barley come in. Just making sure that our workers can grab them. So now with 43, we should be able to actually raise it up a bit and get up to 40. So we're going to bring in 33 with our farms and 43 total. So that should help. What we need to do is we need to get a sustained population over here again. Right now I'm just checking the bread, making sure all the bread can hit. I noticed that there is a little house over there that's never getting it. The bread, the pottery, the milk. So now that I'm going to switch it up a little bit, now it should get it, and I should bring in some more workers. So now I'm at 7% unemployment with 210 extra workers, and that's really good because you want to make sure you have enough workers that are taking your goods all over the place. Otherwise, you're going to have some problems. So I'm going to redesign this road over here a little bit so that we can build out a little bit more industry. And we're going to put in some clay pits because the next stage is to get those writing tablets over to our population. So here are our clay pits. I'm going to put a road there so that they can just quickly take them. It looks like I'm going to be able to have 36 worth of tablets with this current clay pit setup. So we'll just go ahead and we'll just put some down right across the street, I believe. Put a warehouse in there. That one can take the tablets in. There we go. And then we'll just we'll take the tablets into there too, and we'll set somebody up in order to bring it over. All right. So now we'll put in the tablets, and they can bring it into that warehouse over there. Okay, we'll do 3 of them, and then we'll take a look and see. We're just a little bit shy, so we can put in a few more workers there. There we go. And now we're at 72 and 72. So that should give us enough to service the entire population. Now we're going to need to. Right now we're looking pretty good in terms of maxing out our housing for what we have. Although there's a couple of houses that are over in this area here that need some more decoration in order to. There we go. See these things are evolving right away, and we are now at max. We are at max at the level from what we can do. Our population is fairly sustainable, although we're having a little bit of a shortage in terms of workers, and that's not the greatest thing. We're going to need a few more workers. Right now, we're making so much bread that what we can do is we can actually deactivate that, and those will bring in the workers for the tablets. So let's go ahead and set up a market here. Put it right there on the corner, and then we'll sell the beer that we have stored up. And we will set the route. I don't like that route. How will we go down here? And then up that way. There we go. All right, and then that will get the beer sold, and then the administration building will take out the tablets, and we'll just do that same route there. There we go. All right, now we're going to get beer and tablets going out to the population, and that should help us to raise it up a bit so that we can get some more workers. I'm noticing that we're making some tablets and we're getting them into that warehouse now, and the administration guy is now taking them out, and now we're starting to see a few of those get bigger, and we're seeing unemployment now starting to rise and a whole bunch of migrants coming in. So I'm able to reactivate the farms, make sure that we have enough bread for everybody, although we're not really lacking right now, so we're fine. We're going to go ahead and put in another brewery because now we've got 49 that are 40 and 10. I'm making 40. So if I made 49, we probably wouldn't be able to actually make 49 because we wouldn't be able to take it in as quickly. There's still some lag time. All right, we do have some people leaving the city, so we now have a bread problem. I'm sorry, that's a tablet problem. We're making just one more than what we need, so over time it probably will be okay. But I would rather just make a few more, and get more tablets in. So now we're up to 40, and we only need 36. So that should help sustain the population. Being right on the razor's edge is always a difficult thing. So here's our tablet. And our tablets are going out. You'll notice that we're going to start bringing in even more now, more homes that are going to go up in level. So now we only have one remaining that needs to go, and so that's looks like two more remaining. So, but there it goes. One just went up. And one just went down. A couple just. So we're trying to get a sustainable population going on here, and we've done a better job of it, I think, than what we've done in the past. But we still have a few problems. We're getting closer though. So we've started to bring in ivory, and we've started to make our copper jewelry now. Well, we did that last time, but now we're starting to actually make I'm going to start making the ornaments here to bring in some of the ornaments to get the villa population with higher prestige as well. So we're at 8,000 population, 189 prestige. We still have yet to build our monument, and we also need to build our residence. We're having some milk problems over here. We're 54 and 54, so it's right on the knife's edge. You'll notice that the other things are okay, but the milk is just really. If everybody was getting equal share, we'd be fine. And what I want to try to do is just bring it in a little bit quicker. But I really think that we're going to need to have another farm just to sustain this entire population. As milk is just the basic, and if they don't have that, they devolve all the way down, and then our workforce gets into a little bit of problem. Although we have plenty of workforce, but we haven't built up our brickworks yet, and we're going to need quite a bit of workforce in order to do that. We also have not started building the monument with the bricks that we need to make. So our pottery area has grown a bit since last time you've seen it. The main reason for that is because we want more trade, more import dollars to come in, because now that I'm importing ivory, I'm going to have to start importing wood as well. And what that's going to do is just shoot up the budget pretty big time. So I'm going to irrigate some more of this land over here so that I can get enough pastures. Pretty much maxed it all out there. So that should bring in enough bread, and then I can milk, and then I can haul that over there so we can get a better sustained population. As you can see, the copper jewelry, I'm just not able to service them perfectly. Yes, it's not bad, but it's not perfect either. So what I'd really like to do is take a look and see where we're at with the copper. We're bringing in 54, or we're bringing in 56, and we consume 54. I'm also trying to export a few of those things so that we can make some more money as well. It's just that I'm using some of that for export that I really want to be using for the population. So let's take a look at the tablets. We're going to just get a couple more haulers to bring it in a little bit quicker, because we have a lot of tablets over there, and I think what this is going to do is it's going to be able to get us up there. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, they're all going up now. So it's just bringing in a couple more haulers and getting that supply in there, and now we're at 100% and 100% at the levels that we need to be. Those two are pretty tight, but those two villas are pretty tight, but we're also doing fairly well in terms of trade. So that gives us pretty much the max population that we can get. We're going to need to make those ornaments with that ivory right there, and then we're also going to have to bring in papyrus because we cannot make it. So we have to import papyrus as well. And I'm telling you, it's not cheap to bring in papyrus, ivory, copper, and wood. We're exporting beer and pottery and a little bit of the copper jewelry, and it's a pretty scary trade balance, to be honest with you. So I'm going to put in another warehouse here and get that one for the ornaments, and then we'll use that ivory in order to make them. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at our caravans here. So we've got the beer coming in there. We've got beer going in there as well. And we don't have anybody taking the beer to the port, as far as I can tell. But I can just modify that. Let's take a look. what I really want to do is just make sure we have enough goods for our population at this point. And I'm going to go ahead and set up a tablet to go directly to that warehouse. And beer is getting into the other warehouse. I'm making 54. I've got tons of goods that are stored there. I really want to get those things over to the population. As you can see, we have the barley is being consumed inside there. No problem. We have enough. We just need to get it over in this area and make sure that we're servicing that population. So let's take a look at this caravan. We have the meat going into the port. We have the meat that needs to go out of the other warehouse. So let's just add that warehouse. And then bring that in as well. Because I am really concerned about not being able to make enough money to import all of these goods. This is the reason why I'm doing this right now. Is because we're about ready to start importing a ton of goods. And I don't want to run out of money completely. I mean, even if we're at zero, that's going to be fine. But we have 29,000. You'd think that would be enough, but we've got to build these beautiful residences. We've got to build brickworks. It's not cheap. All right, so now we've set up all our warehousing over here to bring in our goods. And we should be able to start making some of these ornaments here and bring them into that other warehouse so that we can have a shop start distributing those. So there we go. So now we'll make. We're gonna need 38. So we got there's a couple of places that for the copper jewelry. So we're gonna need a little bit, some workers there, and then that will bring us to 40. So that should give us enough ornaments to service the entire villa population. But we've seen that is not quite enough, and I just want to bring in one more. So now we can make 54 of those. So we're going to have to bring in a bunch of ivory. Just bring in what, 60 or so, 56, and we'll export a few of these as well because we need to make money to offset it. So because we're gonna have to bring in wood pretty soon here. All right, so let's take a look at our economy. We got the sums looking pretty good over there. So that's nice. We got to start bringing in papyrus as well. And now we're down to 82, and we still haven't brought in wood. So $82 is our profit now for trade, and we still haven't brought in wood. So we are going to run into an issue. We're going to have to make more money somehow. Because as soon as we bring in that wood, we can sell some furniture. So that'll be good. That's probably the way that we'll have to make the money. Is that we'll bring in the wood, we'll make the furniture, and then we'll sell the furniture for cash. All right, so we're going to take the ornaments to the other warehouse, and then we'll bring the papyrus from the one warehouse and then put it into this other warehouse for the library. All right. Now we can put down the library there, and we can set up the walker in order to walk around there in a circle. And when the papyrus comes in, and then we make those ornaments, then we should be able to get the villas up to the last level there, to the highest level. Luxurious villas, I believe that's what they're called. So we'll set up the walker here to bring the papyrus over. And we'll set up the other walker to bring over the ornaments. We'll make sure that everybody is set up properly here. All right. That looks pretty good. We'll see you in the next episode.